Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Marilyn Darling Show, and welcome to another episode of an ink review. Today we are looking at a blue-gray ink from the Birmingham Pen Company, Black Ice. Oh dear. Blizzard, Birmingham Pen Company. Okay, well, I don't know who sent this, but thank you so much for sending this ink for today's review. Hi, Obs. How are you doing today? Are you having a nice day? I hope you're having a nice day wherever you are in the world. But first, let's share this with our friends so that they can come and hang out with us too. How you share your friends is... I'm going to open this up, mute that. We're going to share this with our friends by going to share and then opening up each of our social medias that we partake in. And then we're going to go and we're going to share it on Facebook and the Tumblrs and the Blogger. And if you don't use social media, that's fine. Just use the ones, just share with the ones that you think people might be interested in this type of content. I really appreciate you sharing the content more so than just liking and commenting, because that gets my content out to more people that may consider my content useful for them. Okie dokie. All the places, that's right. Okay, so let's take a look at today's ink. If we can have some light on the subject, there we go. This is kind of a gray. It's definitely a bluish, like a tealish gray ink. I don't know really how to classify this ink. It's very strange. Now, on the website, it does say that it has some permanence, and look at that permanence. This is after I've done the water resistance test, and you can barely tell where I put the water down. That's another excellent one for water resistance. I'm going to write that down. Excellent. So if you're thinking about using this on the outside of an envelope, I would totally use this on the outside of an envelope, because it's not going to wash away. This is the toilet paper chromatography, and you can see it didn't go very far, although if you do put a water right over it, as soon as it's put on there, it will kind of spread a little bit, but for the majority it'll stay pretty much in place. And here is our painting of the day. Looks very nice, very nice. Let's do a little writing sample. Alright, we have a little sample here of the ink. And we're going to use our Osprey dip pen with a Hunt 56. This is of the stiffer of the dip nibs. And this is Birmingham Pen Company Black Ice. Now I gotta say that I have driven on black ice before, and it is rather scary. So if you can avoid going outside in a very cold environment with black asphalt roads, because you won't see the ice, you'll just start sliding into other cars, which is not fun. So be very careful. So let's see, let's do a little So it is really nice for doing dip pen calligraphy. It's just dark enough where you can see the hairlines, and then when you do put the swell, it is very nice. And because it's almost a permanent ink, we know that we don't have to worry about it coming off an envelope going through the mail. So that's exciting. So there you go. Beautiful. You can just barely see those hairlines right there. Really nice. Check out that hairline. Ooh, that's beautiful. Anyway, Enough of me gobbing on about hairlines. Alright, let's do a paper review. Oops, sorry. Let's go in. Alright, this is the Pen and Gear Memo book from Walmart.com. Let me just bump up that. Alright. I'm going to come down just a smidge. There we go. Beautiful shading too if you use a broad nib. Let's see, today's pen, we'll be using the Kaigelu 356 with a Conklin medium nib. It's a Conklin Yovo medium nib. Beautiful shading, no feathering. No bleeding, no ghosting. I double make sure. Alright, this is lightweight traveler's notebook paper. Again, nice shading, no feathering, no bleeding, barely any ghosting. Super lightweight traveler's notebook paper. This one had a little trouble grabbing the page. Barely any ghosting. Field Notes Journal. As you can see, it does look like it's speckling. That's seepage, which means it is soaking into the paper and creating those funny looking little dots. And there is only a minimal amount of bleed through and a little bit of ghosting. Beautiful. This is Moleskin 70 GSM. Again with the speckling. I don't really see any feathering, but it did bleed through the page a little bit. This is Fabriano Ecoqua 85 GSM. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Ayush 100 GSM paper. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Leuchtturm 1917. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. Midori MD paper. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, barely any ghosting. 52 GSM Tomoe River. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. Cosmo Air Light 75 GSM. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. The Jot Journal from the Dollar Tree. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Marmon Mnemosiny 80 GSM Dot Grid. Nice shading, no feathering. No bleeding, no ghosting. This is Oxford Optic paper. Crazy looking shading, no feathering. No bleeding, no ghosting. Sometimes I have to look through the paper just to figure out where it is. And you can just barely see it. But when there's no paper behind it, you can't see nothing. You have to put it up against another paper in order to see it ghosting. Alright, this is B7 Bulky from Danica 58. 75 GSM paper. No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Clairefontaine 90 GSM. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. Exceed 100 GSM heavyweight paper from Walmart.com. Beautiful shading, no feathering, Little tiny hint of bleed through, but other than that, minimal bleed through, minimal ghosting. Up and Up, my roll composition book, Target.com. Beautiful shading, no feathering, little bit of ghosting. True Red composition book, Staples.com. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. Apica notebook, 81.4 GSM. Oops, I need to move my... Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, barely any ghosting. The Nanami 7C 68 GSM Tomaway River. Oops. No feathering, no bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. Barely any ghosting. Rhodia Dot Pad 80 GSM. No feathering. No bleeding, no ghosting. A little tiny bit of ghosting. This is Artist Loft 100 GSM paper. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, barely any ghosting. Buffet handmade paper from Italy. Barely any feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. U-Style notebook paper. Little bit of seepage. Minimal feathering, bleeding, and ghosting. This is Sheffield Home Paper Goods. Beautiful shading. One little bit of bleed through, barely any ghosting. CVS Caliber notebook paper. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Oxford notebook paper. No shading, no feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Medium wide rolled notebook paper. A little bit of spread, but minimal bleeding, minimal ghosting. 5-star notebook paper. A little bit of feathering. Little bit of ghosting. This is speckled notebook paper. No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. HP Premium 32-pound copy paper. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Akabe cross-section pad. No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. JNB copper plate graph pad from johnnailbooks.com. No feathering, little bit of ghosting. Original Crown Mill 100 GSM paper. No feathering. Minimal bleeding, minimal ghosting. Wow, this is probably one of the most cooperative inks that we've seen in a while. Let's do a comparison panel and see where this ink lies. So we got a new roommate. He seems to be really nice. So far, so good. Our house is almost full up. We've got 2 rooms left. Alright, because I think that this leans a little teal, I'm going to do the teals first. Alright, this is the Birmingham Pen Company Black Ice next to Diamine Serendipity. Turn up the lights on this side just a smidge. That's better. Damselfly, Odinelle, Yuletide, tourmaline, cornerline on my mind, copper patina, turquoise silver, soft mint, teal, emerald green, apatite, bliss, iced cookie. See, I was thinking that this was gonna be like iced cookie, but I didn't know. Bluegrass velvet, gravity wave, map of Mars, aurora borealis, emerald chivor, nautical highway, petrol garland, black ivy, blizzard twinkle, California, electric patina, alanine, Christine. Actually, I'm going to move that to an entirely different category. Agave. This one's kind of like agave. If I didn't know better, I would think that they just rebranded the same ink. Amazonite, tropical glow, kalank, 385, teal, oil beetle, CRO, blue suede, Sydney Darling Harbor, ham, Yamugi, quantum teal, nebula space kitty, vert reseda, abalone, and cerulean. I don't know about you, but I didn't see hardly anything that was that color. Allegheny River, blue snowball nebula twinkle, blue black, fog gray, black blue, vert degree, Hezoku, rainy day, Hokusai Fokake Anada. Okay. I want to look in the green department because it kind of looks like a greenish color to me. I need to divide up my colors again. Wuthering Heights. Alpha PSC, no. Mermaid Green. Jane Davenport Mermaid Table. Mermaid Green Ironite, no. Twisby Emerald Green, Seats Krasnak Palm Green, and that's it. I do want to look in the back for some grays. See if I can find a gray or two in here that matches. Under the shade, no. Oliphant, for a degree. Lexington gray, no, none of these. Well, I have no idea where to put this ink. It's kind of a bluish gray, but it has some permanency and it's very well behaved. So it's a thumbs up in my book. Well, what did you guys think of today's ink? Are you guys looking for a permanent type of waterproof ink with nice cooperation throughout the papers? Let me know in the comment section below. that's all I have for right now. I want to thank you all for watching. Please don't forget to check out the links in the doobly-doo to my new website. Let me know what you think about that. The Patreon, if you want to join the calligraphy class in the upcoming month. And if you want to get 10% off of your next order from Pen Boutique, you can check out the third link in the doobly-doo. That is the description section of this video. Until the 5th of August, and then the deal goes away. So, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, or ring the little bell. Make sure it's set to all, so when I upload new content, YouTube notifies you. And I will be back very soon with another video. So take care until then. Oh, I love you. Bye. Have a great day.